Crown Baller, take one. Action. That's a wrap. What's up, my babies? Welcome back to another video. My name is Kay and this is Crown Baller. First, we're gonna hop into this video. Y'all see I'm in a new location. We're gonna get into that later. I'm sure by the time y'all see this video, it's literally months later. My location that I'm in, I literally can't upload anything to YouTube that's longer than 2 minutes. Pray for me. If you're seeing this video, I made it through. Thank you for your prayers. Y'all, I don't know why I've been so obsessed, but I've literally been obsessed with these like Zig Zag / snake braids. I just took out my sew-in maybe like a week ago, not even a week ago, a few days ago, and I washed my hair. I'm kind of letting my hair breathe for a bit before I put another sew-in in. When I'm in season, I try not to do my hair as much as possible because it's just too much to do. Working out every day, it's too much, okay? I just like to put it in protective styles as much as I can, but also just letting it breathe. It's breathed. It's been breathing for a few days now. I just don't want to deal with it anymore. But I went ahead and washed it, deep conditioned it, and blew it dry. In the past, I found that blow drying my hair, having it stretched already, like not having to worry about tangling, it's just easier for it to manage. So that's why I have it blow dried. My hair is getting so long though, like praise God for the growth, praise God for the thickness. I'm just gonna part my hair. I wanna do like 6 braids. I don't know how much I'm gonna be talking in this video, by the way, but I wanna do just 6 braids. And so I'm just gonna part it. Okay, babe, so we're gonna hop straight into this video. Now, I do want to let a little disclaimer out. This is not a tutorial. I want to be very clear. This is not a tutorial, but I just wanted to film this while I attempt to braid my hair in this design. This is my first time attempting this design, so of course I had to turn my camera on and give y'all a little, you know, a little video while I do it, just to give any tips and tricks or anything that you can avoid to help you with this hairstyle and so that it turns out perfectly. Okay, so I'm starting off with just sectioning my hair into 3 sections. I am going to do 6 braids, so I part my hair down the middle first and then I go in with the 3 sections. This is literally the hardest part simply because I didn't have a mirror, so I was literally just feeling the part and praying to Jesus that it came out straight. All right, so I'm starting with the middle section, and I am, after the tutorial that I watched, most of them just kind of started off the front of the hair, like literally parting off very small and like almost like slither like sections, just so that the hair wouldn't be too bulky. A lot of the tutorials though were doing like feed-ins, and I didn't want to do feed-ins. I was trying to decide if I wanted to do them or not, but I didn't want to do feed-ins because I'm not very good at feed-ins, 1, and 2, I didn't want to like deal with the hassle of like braiding hair and separating it and making sure I had enough hair, and I didn't want to deal with it. So I just went ahead and just did it on my natural hair, and my hair is long enough to do. So if you want a little bit more length or you want your braids to like go all the way down, I would definitely recommend the feeding braids, braiding hair. Yeah, so let me just tell you about the struggles that I had with this hairstyle, okay? How it turned out was really nice. I wish that I would have had some edge control or like a braiding gel. I would 10 out of 10 recommend getting or using some braiding gel, like whatever you have, edge control, whatever the case is. I'm in another country. I don't really have that like readily available to me. I only have a little bit, and I do mean little bit, of edge control, and child, that edge control has to last me for 3 months. So I didn't want to use all of the edge control on this hairstyle, but I definitely know that if I would have used a braiding gel or edge control, it would have come out a lot crisper, if that makes sense. Like my parts, my like no flyaways, and just like the cleanness and neatness of the style would have definitely come out a little bit more, you know, nice and neat. So that's one thing that I would recommend in doing this hairstyle. The second thing that I would recommend doing the hairstyle is like, so you guys see me braiding. I'm halfway through. I did my 3 braids or whatever, and now I'm just gonna show you guys how I did it, and then we're gonna move on to the other half of my head. Okay, By the way, this style took me maybe 2 hours to do just with the braiding. So the tip that I was gonna say was that when you are braiding your hair, I'm sorry, when you're sectioning off your sections, I watch videos on like girls who already had their sections sectioned. Now let me tell you what I mean by that. Obviously, you see me parting off each little snake, okay? The tutorial that I watched, like they already had the snakes parted off. For me, I tried that. I literally tried that method and kind of like pre-parted and separated it, and then pre-parted and separated it. It didn't work for me. Okay, so we're gonna start this braid together. So I braid off or part off a little sliver, and I'm just braiding. How do I say? I'm not like going overhand braiding. I'm literally braiding down because I feel like for me that was the easiest way. Okay, so once I braid that, I add the little end. I braid the braid first of all. The previous braid, I braid it a little bit further down. Okay, like I don't just stop at the end of the part. I braid a little bit past the part. And then once I try to attach it to the next part, I just kind of pick up where I left off. But that piece that isn't attached to anything, literally, is what's going to help your snake. Okay? I know I'm just saying words, but like, I promise you, I mean it with every ump in my body. Like, have like braiding a little bit over extended over like the where you're supposed to braid helps you create that curve versus you actually trying to braid it on your head, if that makes sense. So just like literally over braid your braid. So you guys see me kind of like unbraiding, but I also have a little bit already kind of braided for the snake, and that way when I turn that already braided part, it turns into that snake part. It turns to the curve. So the 3 braids that I started at the beginning that you guys seen me do, I went ahead and redid those because as I kept going and I learned that this was a better method for me, it turned out so much better. Like the right side of my head was better than the left side, so I had to like do my whole left side over just so it could be better, like my curves would be better. Aside from my braid above my ear, child, I don't know what happened there. We're gonna pray about it. Just pray for me. Anyways, so that definitely helped me trying to get my snake. And you guys can see right here, like the one middle braid, it just kind of, I was trying to braid it in with the parted hair that I had, and it didn't work. So once I get to the very last curve, I did about 4 curves on each braid. And once I get to that 5th curve, I go ahead and begin to just braid straight back. And now this is where you want to put your back into it and the strength in your fingers, as you can see on my face. This is where you want to like really grip your hair tight so that the hair can all be uniform and together. And that's literally how I did my hair. Like the struggle was real, I'm not gonna lie. I think the most tedious part was just parting it off and just making sure that no excess hair got into the part. Like as you guys can see, like my parts aren't as crisp as I would like them, but they're still really, really nice. So for my first time, I'm definitely like impressed with myself. Everyone loves my hair, by the way. They want me to do the hair, which is probably not gonna happen because I don't like doing other people's hair. It's too much pressure. I just can't. But to finish up this style, I'll go ahead and use the little bit of edge control that I have and kind of shape my baby hairs. I'm not a huge baby hair girl. I love a sideburn, but like as far as my baby hairs, I'm not huge on them. So I just like to give a little bit of shape, you know. Especially with this hairstyle, I feel like you need a little bit of something in the front just to kind of soften it up a bit. And then once I finish with my baby hairs, I go ahead and use some oil sheen, and then I use some hairspray on my baby hairs as well as on my actual braids just to kind of make sure that they're nice and neat. And then I wrap them up. I go ahead and put my braids in the back in a little ponytail holder, and that's it, y'all. That is all she wrote.